are. I'm going to pull up my chat so I can see where we're going live right now. We're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, Twitch, and also Twitter via Periscope. Thanks everybody for being here. It is September 30th, the last day of September. This year's almost out of here. Tomorrow will be October. As we move forward into fall, please give us a chat, give us a shout, letting us know that you're here as we assemble. Kim had to go and run and grab her drink. Matt already had his. And then here I am with my cauldron a la Game of Thrones. Hey, guys.
Hey.
How's it going?
It's going well.
It's going well. You're having a good night?
I'm having a good night.
Cool. All right. So as people start to come on in, I'm going to take a sip or two. Please let us know where you're watching from, who you are, and where you're watching from, and give us a shout out. It should scroll on the screen right about there if everything works, but I have a new setup tonight, so we're just going to do the best that we can. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're live. We're live at all the spaces. All right. So tonight I'm joined by cousin Matthew, who is in New York, and I'm also joined by cousin Kim, who's in Illinois. I think you're muted.
Oh, I was muted. I was like, wait.
There you go.
Hi, how's everybody doing?
So we're just going to chill for the next hour or so and just talk about love and life and madness in the times of COVID-19. Did you all see any of that debacle called a debate last night?
I refused to watch it. I said, you know what? This one I'm gonna sit this one out.
Oh, my theater teacher's here. Hello, my baby. Hi, theater teacher. My high school theater teacher, Jeanette Mungo's here. So you said you weren't gonna hang out in this.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit this one out. I'll let you guys handle that.
Smart idea.
And see how that goes, and let me know how everything goes later on. Hit me up. But I was.
So what did you? So just for curiosity's sake, because I suffered through it with so many other countless Americans, which was a mistake. Probably the mistake of September. I'm glad that September's over because that would be the mistake.
I think I was just too much. I was like already just like, no, my anxieties are kind of a little bit wacky today. You know what? Let's not. If I can control what I watch, I can control what I stream. So
come on, control.
Very true.
So I said, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not bringing that energy into my house. I'm not bringing that energy into my spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you know what? Hey, I know if anything big happened, anything is said, I have all my friends on Facebook.
So what'd you hear, Kim? We got 7 viewers now watching your lovely faces on the board.
And it was a complete mess. The clips that I saw this morning, I was like, this was a debate.
Okay, so Matthew, how did it go through your lens last night? We're joined, by the way, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. We're joined tonight by Matthew Schrank and Kimberly Dacas, both members of the Love City tribe and team. Matthew is a fantastic menswear fashion designer and couture yarn maker, and Kim is lost a whole person in her fitness journey, like literally a person. And we'll talk about it in a little bit for those people that hang on. But back to the debates. What happened last night, y'all?
Well, I forgot to watch immediately, so I missed the first portion of it, which I think is probably a blessing in disguise. Because as soon as I turned it on, I just felt my heart in my throat, and I was like, "Oh, his voice!" I can't even listen to him. And Biden would be talking about something, and he would just interject these little words to try and throw him off and spin him. And I'm like, just let the man finish his sentence. Let him finish the statement. You can't shut up for 2 minutes.
It was a lot. It was like, and I mean, the combative and kind of just
Childishness of these two
Yeah.
old ass men.
yeah. I mean, it's like, do we really have to like? It reminded me of the men that like grumble and like argue on the Muppets. Like
That's what I thought of too, but they were not as entertaining
at all. Because it was because all of it is like this big like sketch comedy show that's happening where like everyone's yelling and no one can hear. The moderator's doing a terrible job. I loved how this morning in the news they tried to spin it and was like he was very professional. I was like,
trying to be, but
if professional is like, I mean, I saw what he was trying to do, but
yeah, he did it sometimes, and sometimes he just like lost complete control of it, and they should have just like cut the mics.
yeah.
Wrap it up, dude.
They need playoff music, or I mean, we're also in a time. I mean, we have all of this technology like in our hands. Why can't they put like little countdown clocks on their podium and
sure
and sync it with what's happening on the screen, like what we're doing here? And then they get 2 minutes, and when it clocks down, we hear a buzzer. I mean, they want this shit to be fucking reality television anyway, right?
Right.
Bring on the gladiators, right? Like, why can't we get the like we did in the early '90s? You know, remember the gladiators came on Saturday afternoons, or
I was just talking about Saturday shows the other day because I'm hearing that the new Saved by the Bell is coming out. I'm like, Saved by the Bell. I used to watch that Saturday morning.
Doing another one?
Did you watch Saved by the Bell, Matthew? We were too saved in my house for Saved by the Bell, and those kids were kissing each other and stuff. That was sin to my mother.
I think I was too young to watch Saved by the Bell.
Oh, what you trying to say?
Ooh.
I'm just trying to say that it wasn't aimed at my demographic.
Let us know, viewers and listeners, tonight on listening to the Get Report, happening every Wednesday at 9 for your encouragement. Did you watch Saved by the Bell? Were you allowed to watch Saved by the Bell? And if you did, who was your favorite character? Or were you in a sanctified house like I was raised in, where Christ was the only bell that was going to ring in that month?
The only thing that was going to save you.
Say it again?
Christ was the only thing that was going to save you.
That's it.
Not no bell.
Ain't no bell because the bell wasn't in the Bible.
Exactly. No, I missed the Saved by the Bell era.
Well, you should be blessed.
What did you watch then, Matthew?
I don't know. I watched like Arthur and Wishbone and
What's the
Wishbone.
story?
Which they're making a movie, I think, of Wishbone.
I loved Wishbone.
We have a comment. Tara Nicole Murphy said, "Heck yeah, I did." Heck yeah, you did what? You watched Wishbone,
Or Saved by the Bell, or The Debate, all three.
Arthur too. My son watches Arthur, and I kind of like sometimes be like,
is it Arthur new or is it in reruns?
they have new Arthurs.
The new Arthurs.
Like Mr. Ratburn.
He got gay married.
His husband.
Mr. Ratburn married his husband.
He got gay married, and it was a whole thing.
A whole
Remember?
thing.
Tara says she watched Saved by the Bell and Wishbone.
Okay, good.
Wishbone was magic to me because he actually became those characters, y'all.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You remember when he was Sherlock Holmes in the little hat and the little jacket?
Oh, the little
Cyrano de Bergerac.
Say it again, Matthew.
When he was Cyrano de Bergerac, and they kept making fun of his nose, but like he couldn't help because he's a dog.
I'm all with that good quality programming. What did y'all watch? Tara Nicole Murphy says that Wishbone dog got to be passed by now. Why would you do that?
Oh, come on.
Lord.
Don't remind me.
Wishbone.
He can't tell us what's the story no more.
If you're going to talk about that, Tara, then you're going to have to eulogize Wishbone in the comments right now. What do you need to say about the spirit of Wishbone?
Jesus.
He's wagging up another tail. Do you get it?
Just wagging a tail in the cloud.
Story, man. I hope he got the story, man. What's the story, Wishbone? What
He
is
got-
He finally got it. Jesus.
He finally got the story. He finally got the story. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's talk for a little bit about the reason why we're here. There's a lot of bullshit going on in the world, like we experienced last night with that horrible excuse for a debate, and there's just a lot of uncertainty and insecurity in the world. Tara Nicole Murphy says, "Only the good die young. That's why God takes all the dogs so soon." Wow, 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 wow.
We needed that. We needed that for today. We needed that. We needed that real quick.
Tara got really sentimental
Ooh,
about the
thank
dogs.
her. I mean that because honestly, because how long ago was Wishbone? Like 95?
It was a long time ago.
And we're still talking about it. It made an impression for sure.
I think they're all on YouTube now.
I tried Micah on Wishbone. I was like, Micah's Wishbone. This is some good stuff. He wasn't trying to hear it. So
The dog in the Sherlock Holmes wasn't doing it for him the way it did it.
Little deer stalker cat.
I was like, look, and I said, this is cool, Micah. He was like, watch something else.
So of the two of us, like if the three of us, I can't count all of a sudden. It's the Merlot, everybody. Cheers, everybody, to Wednesday. Cheers to goodness. Cheers to life while we're here and while we have it. If you, David Kwong Pham says life needs to be 15 times faster is the lesson here. No, it doesn't. I can't take it any faster than it's going, David.
Either.
Like it's going. It's already a bit like extra.
Like honestly, like I was like, wait, I'm 36. It's October.
Now, if you're 36, then that means that I'm 20.
You tried it. Try it. Let's see. Try it. I'll call you out on the internet. So don't.
Check your jacket.
Just check your jacket.
Check the jacket.
Check it.
Okay, so I'm sorry. So you're 36, and what's happening?
Like, okay, so I turned 37 next February, or this February now, I guess, because October starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, and like this year has been so fast, even with COVID. I feel like everything was going lightning speed.
It's not slowing down, is it?
But still, like we're in quarantine. But I feel like, quarantine and COVID-19, which just means we just was more buckled down at the hospital. It's still a regular day, So, I feel like everything is going so fast, even with what's going on in the world. Like, I think we could still slow down a little bit. I know some people are like probably to go out the house. Like even today, coming home from work, there's so many people on the streets that I remember going to work in March and April, and there was nobody on the road.
Do you think people are taking it less seriously, or they think it's over, or they're
a little bit from column A, a little bit from column B? There's still. I talked to one of my coworkers today. I found out his mom died, and I was just telling him,
I'm sorry to hear that.
I was giving him my condolences, and come to find out, I heard that his dad died too.
Like back to back, child?
Back 3 weeks from COVID.
In the middle of all of this.
Yes. Well, they died from COVID.
Oh, they died from COVID. So they're part of the 200,000
Yes.
that homie was trying to like downplay last night.
Exactly.
And people don't realize not to like pivot off of like I'll be right back. Like my youth pastor's mother died in from COVID in all of this. And people don't realize that, like, to your point, these people have faces.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's actually his mom and his dad. Like
mom, dad. Because at first I haven't seen, like I saw him in passing, but wasn't able to, talk to him and give him my condolences. So I saw him, I was like, hey, just want to give you my condolences about your mom, and he was like, yeah, my mom and my dad.
Child.
Buried them within 4 weeks. I buried my mom and my dad. Then I just buried my dad last week, Thursday. He's like my first day back. And and the thing, he wasn't crying. He's like, I've been going through a lot about it, but when you told me that, I started tearing up like this automatically, like, oh my gosh. Like, I mean, I've lost my mother, and just to think that to lose my mother and my father within 3 weeks, and you here at work,
Right?
working in the car.
Nope.
Given everything that we know about how like how preventable all of this, some of this has been, like that's horrible that this man lost like probably people that would have been. I mean, how old do you think he is if you had to guess it? You think these people had time? How old were they?
I mean, they were old. They were older. They were older. They've been married 62 years. But still didn't have to go out. I'm saying I'm going out on a bang.
Yeah, not to no motherfucking COVID.
Because I'm not trying to go out there. Like, that's why, like, one of my things, the reasons why I decided to lose weight was because I did not want to be, I'm going to be dead at 54. My mom died of colon cancer at 54 years old. She had high blood pressure. She had diabetes. And then my mother wasn't a big person. She was wearing a size 14. But you got to be being dealt the card. Your father died of stomach cancer. And you get dealt the card. You got.
Her father died of stomach cancer too?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that part of the story. Oh, you better be. You need to go and eat a garlic clove right the fuck now.
I do. That's
you need to go. You need to go to the kitchen. You didn't tell me. You didn't tell me that the father had cancer too, and then your mother did. Oh,
don't worry.
Strong tower.
I actually got my appointment with my gastroenterologist on the 23rd. I believe 23rd is this month. I know I scheduled it. Actually, it's her was my mom's doctor as well. Black woman, graduated from Yale. So,
Good.
Dr. Yolanda Johnson.
Shout out.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay, I stick with.
We'll be praying for her, especially as you go ass up.
Well, I decided that I'm not going to do my colonoscopy at the hospital that I work at. Because I was like, I'm going to be.
Could you imagine if somebody pulled the fire alarm or if something happened at where you work?
Like, I'm out here.
No.
Waddling outside.
No, that's wisdom. That's
all right.
wisdom.
No, I'm not going to do it there. I might go to one of the other hospitals and that. Like, I'm a regular patient. I might not carry my ID. Sit there.
I mean, but this is a form of self-care, all of it. The colonoscopy, like everything. I need to schedule one too. My issue is that I don't want to be out in amongst the people. Like, if it's going to get me between now and when we get released from the house, it's going to get me because there's so much out there already. You gotta combat COVID and all the BS like on the way to like get that procedure, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the hospital. Oh, I think I think we lose a little bit of your feed.
There we go. I think there we go. I think my sound went down somewhere. There we go.
I love it. Well, okay. So, Cousin Matthew, what are you doing in the area of self-care, given that we are like every day being kind of all of our, I feel like they're intentionally pushing our buttons like every day, especially people who are like prone towards like social justice or, you know, giving a fuck about another human being. Just imagine that, you know?
Oh yeah.
I feel people that are on that wavelength that just want to care about another human being. You see someone, a car crash on the side of the road, and your first thought isn't like, you know, like wanting to like, you know, see it, but like to also like make sure that the people who are going through that situation are okay.
Mhm.
So like, how are you balancing this out?
Well, I definitely try and limit my time on social media. I just finished watching The Social Dilemma today, like you talked about, and that was some wild bullshit.
Like, how
Like you
did
kind of know all the things that are happening with social media. Like you know that like they're getting all your data, and like everyone talks about how they're taking your data, but you don't really know what they're doing with it. And then they tell you what they're doing with it, and you're like, oh, targeted ads, hell.
It's
I mean, sometimes I like a targeted ad. Like I got some things I really like out of it. I was like, oh, this is a really nice product. But a lot of times it's bullshit.
so yeah, sometimes I'm not against a well placed targeted ad as well, because sometimes it kind of speeds up the process. I'm like, you know, I was looking for that because, and now I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell the whole world, I'm actually looking for an air fryer, that like that air fryer convection oven toaster oven hybrid thing you sent me, Kim.
Oh,
But do you know that you sent it to me, and we can't talk on the public space about how you sent it to me, but you sent it to me there, and it was like cheap, right? Wasn't it like 40 some dollars or something like that? I looked back, it is 157 now.
it must have been on sale.
I told you to go get it at that time. I told you.
She told you.
Told you. I told you. Go ahead and get that. I sent you because I'm looking for a microwave air fryer.
Oh,
And I already got one I'm looking at, but I don't know.
Wait. Is that
they're
really
combining all the
is that a thing? I just don't fuck with microwaves anymore because my cousin got me into for those of you who don't know out there who are listening to this back, like I live with my cousin, which was a childhood dream come true. And she, for some reason, does not do microwave food as a holistic practice. And so we've just never had a microwave here for the last few years in this
I didn't
space.
realize that.
Yeah, you've been here. You've been here countless times, and there's never been a microwave. We've always heated the food.
Yeah, you have a toaster oven, but you don't have a microwave.
Yeah, and we've heated. I mean, we just did it like like our ancestors did. But what our ancestors did not have that we have is the oppressive yet lovable Amazon. And let me tell you something. The moment that I can find, because I think, I think what you showed me was perfect, Kim, because it'll sit in a toaster oven size slot. Has anybody out there who's watching tonight on Twitter and Facebook and Twitch and lovecityarts.org, have y'all seen these hybrid fryer convection oven toaster oven beauties?
I have not. I've seen the Instant Pot air fryer combo thing. I know everyone loves that.
See, I got
Instant Pot?
got one the other.
I love my
Instant Pot, but it doesn't have the air fryer. It's kind of more of like Instant Pot crock pot.
Yeah.
It was on Amazon. Got me one day. It was like 70% off, and I was like, I'm gonna get this.
Go crisp
Slight addition,
plus
a slight
air fryer.
to kitchen appliances.
Say that one more time.
I have a slight addiction to kitchen appliances.
I used to too. Now I don't have space for them, so I can't.
That's what I was about to say. That's exactly
See,
what
I'm running out of space. So see, that's why I'm like thinking about the microwave air fryer, because my microwave, she's getting up there in age, so I think it's time for her to.
You don't feel like the microwave takes the flavor out your food?
No. I don't think it does.
I mean, there's flavor in my food regardless.
Let us be
flavorful. So
let us be clear in front of the Lord and everybody that no matter where her food is, it is flavorful.
Exactly. If you got some flavor in it, you ain't got to worry.
Okay, so if it's the flavor is gonna come out anyway in the microwave. I warm up food at work and be like, "Ooh, what was that?" What I cooked, or what was the barbecue, or whatever,
For those of you tuning in and just popping through, this is a good report on Love City Live. We just sit on as Muffets on Tuffets on Wednesdays with Love City Arts cool kid friends. Kimberly Dacas Wilson is actually a board member at Love City Arts, and Matthew Schrank is our head of fashion. And so we're featuring some of our team members tonight this week, but also centering love and the fact that the barbecue in the microwave at work makes everybody ask, Kim,
like they be look, like
now Tara's out here saying that the microwave doesn't make it hot and it doesn't stay hot as long. You gotta admit, and microwave food doesn't stay hot as long as like a conventional reheat.
That's true.
True. That's true. That's true. That's true.
So point to Tara.
Anyway.
Say it again.
So
what'd you say?
I warm my food up for like 2 minutes. I'll be like 2 minutes. I'll be back.
So you say it's half cold anyway, like you're eating gazpacho when it should be like
no.
Regardless.
My food I like hot food. So I'm gonna warm it up for 2 minutes. It's gonna be hot.
I have not used a microwave in like 5 years, 6 years. Woo, no, that's a lot. Woo, maybe 5 years. It was in Bed-Stuy. Was when I had a microwave last. I haven't had a microwave since I lived in Bed-Stuy because in the hippie place, Kitty Bleach. They didn't have a microwave there either.
Interesting.
Crazy ass white people.
Sorry, Matt. I
didn't take no offense to it.
He knows what was it like, Matt.
Oh, you know Kitty Bleach.
I don't know the place, but I know white people are wild.
Matt wasn't invited there because Matt is a chill, like cool person, and I would never invite a cool, chill person to deal with the fuckery. And so yeah, we were in each other's lives, but we just met like in Manhattan or in other places because nobody deserves that. David Kwong Pham says most microwaves break down, so they are fun to take apart. See, we got a that's the resident physicist in the room wanting to take apart. Is it safe? I don't think it's safe, David, to take apart microwaves.
See, break down as in breaking it down, because I'm gonna say this Kenmore, it was my mom's original Kenmore.
Oh.
From back in like 2000, when the one we had the 20 years before finally died.
Oh, that's your mother's microwave. That microwave's been around for 20 years?
20 years, but see,
you definitely need a colonoscopy. You definitely need a colonoscopy. Your ass is getting x-rayed every time you go for coffee. You said you got a 20-year-old microwave in your microwaves are $50, Kim.
First of all, for at least maybe 10 of those years, it was in a box. Because we've always lived somewhere that
perfection.
Had a microwave in there.
So
in the apartment.
Those were the years where there was no mileage in those years.
Right. It was rest. She was in the box.
No turds. She had the cover on. She was in the garage.
Okay, in the back of the closet.
Got to upkeep them.
Okay, she was in the back of because you couldn't give her away. She was still a good microwave. I wasn't gonna give her away. It wasn't no $50 microwave. If she was a $50 microwave, I would have gave her away. But she wasn't no $50 microwave.
It was Kenmore.
It was Kenmore. That's from Sears.
And more
Sears
line.
and Roebuck. Okay.
They were
Okay.
still together back then.
Okay.
Yes, child.
Okay. From
20
Sears.
years ago. 20
Okay.
years ago. Oh, I'm
Sears,
praying.
that was Montgomery Ward's. Okay. Marshall Fields.
They were like, that house down on the corner glows, right? We haven't been able to tell the lady that lives there, Miss Wilson. We ain't been able to tell her that her house at night actually glows in the dark.
I wish it did because it'd be dark back in Waukee. It'd be dark as hell. So I wish it did because so I can sit there and try to get home.
Listen, okay. So
how could it see?
So funny. While we're in the kitchen right now, let's talk about your miracle in life that you created for yourself. Okay, so I knew Kim. Kim is one of my friends from undergrad. We met. Did we meet at Lee Day or was it just like freshman year in 2002?
I did meet you. I think we saw each other at Lee Day. Everybody see each other.
I thought we crossed paths. Lee Day is like the help me, Kim. Lee, it's like you go.
Campus where Christ is King. Is that what you want me to say?
No, that's the traumatic part. The Christian school woes.
Paid by Christ.
Listen, okay, right to the burning pit. Anyway, I digress. Keep me on track. We met in 2001, 2002, so we've been friends and buddies and laughing in the ways that we do for the last 18, 19 years. And in that time, Kim has been on a very specific journey. And I'll let you talk about that for like the next few minutes.
I know I spoke on it earlier. I remember back in 2014, actually October 2014, and went to the doctor and she was like, "You're pre-diabetic. You're over 300 pounds. You have already, you told me your mom died of colon cancer. Your father just had a stroke and was in ICU for over a month and almost died. And plus he had a triple bypass."
My Lord.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. This is what you want to do, Shout out to Dr. Lou. I love her. She is a.
That's your physician.
That's my PCP, primary care physician.
which let's have a gratitude moment for healthcare. Your body temple.
Thank you. It's you need some of these. You need doctors. There's doctors out here that really care about their patients and care and want the best for their patients.
And what I'm saying is we recognize also that lots of people don't have quality health care at all. Like so many people in our country will die from poverty and a lack of health care because their toe got infected and it got in their bloodstream and they just died.
Right. Like even at that time, I'm gonna even say this. I don't think at that time was I on even it probably was maybe between insurances. So she was at the health clinic, even though now she moved over to North Shore and I could see her at North Shore. But she, let me know. She was like, is this what you want? And I had to really have a big, sit that went home was like, no, I don't want to be like that. My mother died at 54. 54 is young nowadays. 54-year-olds are, doing marathons and all types of stuff. So I can't do that. That's not cool. That means half of my life is over then already. So I decided, I took a look at myself in the mirror and I was like, hey, I got to do this. And I know it's going to be hard, and just took little steps and take one thing is, hey, cut this out. Let's do a little bit more movement.
Can you talk a little bit about that, like that moment? And I'm sure it's like a series of moments. It's not like one moment in time when like the sky opened and like the tablets came down and you were like, oh.
Right.
and you were like, I must never eat another donut in my life. Like like you said, you looked yourself in the mirror and you made a decision. Was it just that resolve for you that made
It's
that
just
happen?
I was, you're tired of being tired.
And I want to stop here and anchor this because this could be for anybody that listens in the podcast after or that's watching live. It doesn't have to be 300 pounds.
It doesn't have
It could be anything. It could be porn addiction. It could
Mhm.
be, I don't want to say depression because that gets into like clinical things, and I'm definitely no one's doctor. But
But
like,
I mean, you could say it too, because I mean, I was depressed about a lot of things and just not happy about how I was living and using eating my feelings. I had to recognize that I ate my feelings a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot.
I've been guilty of that in COVID. I think I've shared that with you,
Mm,
Kim. But like
mm.
on
It's
the
definitely in COVID. I know, like, I was even, my aunt sent me a picture of me last year, and I was like, wait, this last year, but
we've been going through a lot together as a
we're going
community.
through a lot, and just figuring out into, just, oh, you had to be at home and we
Matt
cooking
takes a
big
drink.
meals.
It's been
You
a
have
lot.
to drink on it, just,
Yeah.
Have a
we
drink,
drank a lot.
celebrate.
We drank a lot during COVID, just trying to sit there, just like, man.
And I know the calories are empty, but I'm like, fuck it. Like,
There, feel good.
yeah.
Many lasagnas were made. Easter was during COVID. I think there was a turkey, macaroni, and cheese. It was like Thanksgiving all over again.
So
All
what
the
do you
signs.
feel pulled into and called into right now as it relates to your body? Like, are you happy with your body temple right now? Is there like
Um, I was actually talking to my husband about it yesterday. I was like,
shout out Mike?
Mike. He's so
Hey, Mike.
So I was like, I lost that weight, but I thought maybe I got to the point that I might have was too skinny. If that makes sense, or maybe too skinny for my,
Yeah.
like, well,
No meat on the bones for what you want to. Yeah.
right, like, wait, hold
Your
on, like,
your
I was
own personal jiggle quotient.
right, and I was
Right?
like, oh, like, I looked at a picture, I was like, wow, I got, so I'm kind of glad to release putting some of my little weight back on. I put a little bit weight back on, but also I've been doing a little muscle building too, trying to been doing push-ups and doing more squats and lifting a little bit more. So I'm building muscle. So yeah, even with the weight I did put on, I know there's a lot of it is muscle. And I wish I needed my muscle. I needed my muscle back too. So
Yeah.
didn't want nobody to think they could take me out here. They all,
You ain't taking nobody.
I'm
Ain't
still
no
solid.
okay.
You'll lay them out.
Ain't nobody getting disappeared out here. Okay.
Okay. We ate good during COVID. We ate good.
We're blessed.
Like we were getting free meals in the hospital. A lot of companies did donate food, so there was that.
Oh, that's right. I should say that Kim is an essential worker, and so Kim has been working at her healthcare center locally throughout this whole thing,
nonstop.
top to bottom. So thanks to all of the essential workers out there, and thanks to you, Kim, because I know that particularly. Kim and I, that's my sister, and we talk every day. And in the beginning of this crisis, when no one had any clarity on what it was, even that was taking people, Kim still had to go into that hospital not knowing any of the facts. And I know that took an emotional toll on you as well. So thank you for, doing what you did in your work.
Thank you, Kim.
You're welcome. I mean, honestly, like, looking at it now, will I do it again? No, but but
You said looking back. That's you. That's a different response. Some people usually say. You said looking back, if you had to do it all over again. And Tara's clapping for you through the internet right now. Thanks for being here, Tara, and everyone else on the live feeds and live streams.
I mean, I'm just gonna be like go. It was crazy because literally every day it was something new. It was something different.
Oh, yeah.
We're going different protocol. Like it was to the point that okay, I was going through, regular entrances that I could go through to open the door, and I was like, wait, I can't get through this door. I was like, wait, did they fire me or something? They could have called me at home at least. I had to come all the way to my gas. Y'all fired me. Y'all could have called me on the phone.
Lots of rapid change. Lots of rapid change was happening. Yeah.
Like right there was no, hey, this is what's going to happen. No, they're like, like right now we're still going through one door. We're still we had to do a questionnaire 2 hours before we get on.
How are the numbers in Illinois? Because we have clusters here in Brooklyn and Queens that are growing with infection rate.
They were going there. Like I think the per positive rate was at I think they said 3.9 yesterday or something like that. I haven't really looked at it today. I think 3.7. I didn't look at it today's reports. Mm-hmm. I know like 14 people died yesterday. I'm not 14. Sure about, still people are still dying from COVID out here. It's not over. I mean, I know there's people that are like, it's fear. You don't have to be fear. You had to be smart. But like this, a lot of people weren't washing their hands. Let's be for real.
Oh, well, we know that
a lot of people weren't I was having a discussion with one of my supervisors. She was like, oh, just make sure, you clean after yourself and clean your desk and use hand sanitizer. I said, I do this regardless.
You were doing that before even COVID.
Before COVID, I keep bottles of hand sanitizer regardless, and having soap and social distancing and disinfectant. Like anybody out there, let me say this because anybody has a can of Lysol. If I could get just one can of Lysol, I will even just one spray a day. I wouldn't even just one can of Lysol. Just need one can of Lysol.
Matt, is there any Lysol up in Harlem? Spray Lysol?
We got Fabuloso. Is that okay?
Fabuloso, dude. No.
I see that in the stores now. I don't see Lysol.
Kim, I didn't know that it was still that bad for you. Of course, you just need like regular like antibacterial Lysol.
The aerosol disinfectant.
Can you not find Lysol on the internet anymore?
They have no Lysol. I even went to a more affluent neighborhood. I was like, they're gonna have Lysol in here.
Oh, it's out. Okay, so does anybody that's on the call tonight and anybody who is watching and listening in the replays on the podcast that I got to catch up on and make sure that all of those episodes get uploaded with the audio?
Anybody from S.E. Johnson, a rap?
Yes, and so Kim is looking for professional Lysol name brand disinfectant spray. If you live in a community that has it, we will cash app you money plus shipping to send it to LCA headquarters, and then we'll get it to Kim.
Go to the store tomorrow. I'll take a look.
One can is all she needs.
Can it only be the aerosol, or can it be like the spray bottle, like without the aerosol?
I have like disinfectant as in sprays. I need an aerosol, quick aerosol. Make sure it's all
kills 99.9%.
Okay.
Hey, viruses and bacteria.
Just have to.
You just gotta tape it down and throw it in the office and run like a buzz bomb.
I've been spraying the other stuff that's been let me just.
But it doesn't mist in the same way, right? No, Tara, not wipes. She's looking for the actual old school down by the sink can.
Aluminum can.
Aluminum.
They got the blue cap. They got the white cap. I think they got a pink cap one.
You
got a yellow
got-
one too.
You ain't got no cap right now.
Oh,
No, not
But somebody has a garage full of it.
somewhere.
they're charging
And
$15 a
I
pop.
just touch the hem
If you
of
could
the
tou-
garage door.
if you could touch the hem of the garment. No, she's talking about it's the Lysol disinfectant spray, the 19-ounce can aerosol. 99.9% of viruses and bacteria, kills over 100 illnesses causing germs, including cold and flu viruses,
Reading
kills
the Amazon
odor
page?
causing bacteria. Huh?
Are you reading the Amazon page?
Sure am.
Okay, like, is this rehearsed, or you just knew, or making it up?
Could you imagine if who do I look like carrying around fun facts or Lysol disinfectant spray on the tablet of my
People know the
motherfucking
randomest
heart?
things.
Up here.
Some people would know everything about Lysol. Somebody's got to.
There's somebody out here.
I bet there's at least one person who can name everything
Oh,
inside
I'm
of the
sure.
Lysol.
Yeah, I mean, the numbers of it. There's more than that, but it ain't my ass. No, I got a second screen over here. And
Okay.
I'm just reading the shit so that people know specifically what Kim has been asking for this, and I cannot help because I've not been looking for it the way I'm supposed to when I'm out, and I don't go out much because I'm trying to like not die. That little small fact,
It's crazy.
but that Lysol disinfectant spray. All right, so
Target has it
wait, where you see it?
on the internet. Target says it's in stock.
Wait, Target.com?
Yeah.
1 second.
My Bronx terminal location has limited supply.
Ooh,
Well-
see, that's like 2
But-
cans.
It's actually in there.
I guess it means that I'm shopping at that store. I don't
But
want
you don't
that.
live up there.
That's the closest one to me. It's just across the water.
Oh, it says that we have it in stock too in Queen's Place.
Tara says she found a case of 12 for $204.
Wait.
I mean,
What the-
I'm sorry, what was it?
she says right there
Wait.
she got a case of 12 for $204.
What a steal!
That is absurd. It is $5 a can at Target.
Do
That
not,
should be a
Tara.
$60 case.
Tara says, Tara, stop. Tara, stop. Tara says,
What is this line? How big is this case?
Tara says that's by me. I can put in an order, pick up tomorrow. Do not. I repeat. Kim's ass.
Not-
Are
do
these
not.
drums of Lysol?
Well, say this.
It's a fucking Breaking Bad size drum of fucking disinfectant. No, Tara, it's not.
I would. My grandkids will still use that.
It's so. I don't know why they won't ship it, but they say it's in stock about 2 miles of a walk.
I
from
guess
me.
it is $20. If you buy it on Google, it's $20.
It's
a can.
$12.39 over here.
Well,
Not eligible for order pickup. It's because like they want you to go in there and see the shelf fucking empty.
and leaps. This is the reason.
And if I go
They
in
want-
there, let me tell you something. If they get me out
Home
here, I'm like,
Depot.
ooh, $12.39, such a deal. Queen's Place, right down the street. If I go over there, and they say,
Have you checked at Home Depot, Kim?
Ooh.
ooh, well,
I just found it online at Home Depot.
Cousin Matthew is so resourceful. Let me tell
Yes,
you.
because honestly, could we talk to Cousin Matthew later on about the holiday special and the fashion? Because I do want to.
Which holiday special?
Yes.
Okay, wait. Tara, do not go to that Target and spend $204 on a case of 12 fucking not Listerines. It's the same, the Listerine of the air.
No. Tara, I appreciate it, dear, but no. No, not for $200.
$204.
At 4, you gotta go. You're gonna have to go get a 10.
I will throw
Shipping on that?
I will throw boiled water in the air. I swear to God, I will take a whole pot of water and fling it into the sky
Oh,
for
no.
$204. You can. I wish I would. You stay right where you are, Tara. You are a dear friend.
We love you, Tara.
Thank you so much, Tara.
No, Tara, it's okay. We ain't had no.
Cheers to Tara.
Cheers
Oh,
to Tara. Tara's good
okay.
people. Tara's good
No,
people. Tara's
Cheers.
Tara's coming
Cheers.
on. Cheer, Tara. Let me calm
That's
down.
teamwork makes the dream work.
Teamwork does make yes.
Amen.
Tara is a participant like cousin Matthew and Won't You Be My Neighbor, a white person who gives a fuck about Black lives for a change.
And I was going to wear my shirt on here tonight, but I'm wearing it on. Maybe
So you wore your skin instead. Thank you. Yeah, thank God. Yes, you are blessed and highly. Speaking of clothing, oh my goodness, the ramble of all rambles. Matthew Schrank is here, the head of Love City Fashion. Could you tell us a little bit about what lights you up and makes you come alive about fashion personally, and then what's making you come alive about Black people in fashion right now?
What makes me come alive in
Actually, tell us about Black people first, and then tell us about you.
Fair. Black people in fashion. It's such an interesting thing that I've been learning more and more about just since George Floyd's murder and since I've been in school. Like I went to FIT, the Fashion Institute of Technology, and when I was there, I think it was the semester before I went there, they had an exhibit just on Black fashion designers, and it was limited. I think it was limited because as far as archiving goes in a museum, they probably didn't view Black fashion designers' work as important as other major brands, and because the fashion industry in general has not viewed Black fashion designers as worthy as white larger name brands were either. But I learned about a lot through that. And through that, I learned about fashion history. There was something called the Battle of Versailles, which was a major fashion competition between America and European fashion. And long and short of it all is America won that battle, quote unquote, because they included Black fashion designers and Black fashion models. But since that time in the 80s, that's completely been forgotten. Like you see the same 10 models walking down the runway. Everyone talks about the same 10 designers. There's a few that break into it every now and again. So the major one that is at the top of my head right now is the creative director of Pierre Moss, Kirby Johnson. God, I always forget his last two names, and I feel like an asshole for it.
It's no. It's fine. It's fine. It's Kirby at where?
Pierre Moss. He was just named the vice president, creative director of Reebok today. So that was very huge to see.
Kirby Jean Raymond.
That's what it is.
Kirby Jean Raymond, an American Haitian fashion designer who may be fine. Let me look at these photos.
He is a fine gentleman.
Let me see. I see.
Well, there's also Virgil Abloh.
Green.
Huh?
What? Green.
You want me to share the screen? Okay, so for those of you who are listening to this in the podcast, you're gonna hear us talk about this. Look at this beautiful Black man, Kim.
He's so beautiful. He's so intelligent.
You see him with
he's
hair?
a smart man.
That's why I said I wanted to see him. I think I've heard about him.
Kirby Jean Raymond, Black Excellence. Pierre Moss's Kirby
Jean.
Look at
that's his brand, Pierre Moss.
Oh, this is his brand. It's his brand.
Yes. But he's co-creative director of Reebok. That was announced today. And he had like a whole like series of Instagram posts about that.
What are you saying? Speak up a little bit. You're saying that he got announced as who for Reebok?
The co-vice president or like creative director of Reebok today.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So
Do
that's
you
a big
think
deal.
it is a big deal? Do you think it's a diversity hire for like points amongst the blacks, or do you think he'll actually have some like influence in the creative process?
From what it sounds like, that he's been working with them for a while right now. So it does sound merit based, I guess, quote unquote. Not just a diversity hire. I think that that's always part of it because the fashion industry has come under a lot of scrutiny for its lack of diversity recently.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's always going to be a part of their hiring process, which has its pluses and minuses. But he is definitely worthy of it. He deserves it so much more than other designers do. That's for sure.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so we'll come back and talk about him and like do it on him in a second. I want to talk about the moment when you first heard scissors cut cloth. Did you have a semi? Were you fully flying? Were you flaccid? How turned on were you? And Kim, I want you to think about this too. This is a very serious question, ladies and gentlemen, on Wednesday evening.
I had to sit back and like
you had to sit back and go, it's a reflection. Light a candle.
Stroke the beard.
Stroke the beard. That's exactly it. So were you flaccid? Did you have a semi? Or are you full on in your element when you, as a fashion designer, first heard scissors cut cloth for the first time?
It would probably be a semi because I was very young when I heard scissors cut cloth for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I come from so I probably didn't know what was like. I was very small. Like I come from a family of quilters. So
all right, so let's do a less creepy question.
Yeah.
Tell us about the time that you fell in love with fashion. Sure, I'll go there.
We were always like making things when I was younger and being around like my grandma who was always quilting or cross stitching or whatever she was doing. And then my mom just kind of passing that down to me.
Was this out in Arizona though?
Yes.
Because Cousin Matthew's from Arizona, ladies and gentlemen. Don't steal his identity on my watch.
It's not a good one.
What do y'all need quilts for in the desert?
I mean, like there's parts of Arizona where it gets very cold. Like I went to school in the mountains with 7,000 feet elevation in Arizona. So like parts of it does get cold. And you only need like one. You don't need like a down comforter in the winter. But like a nice like thin cotton quilt, like perfect.
But you watched your grandmother making these and you were like, wow, this is incredible. Because
yeah, it was just something that like imbued in me, just like the handcraft nature of my family. Like they would weave rugs out of like old cloth and just the act of creating things with your hands. My family, pretty much like one person will do anything. Like they make the cards, they scrapbook, they can, they cook, they do like I don't know, like the Michael's craft store, they know every aisle by heart.
I mean, I think you have to have like a gift, like a gene for this. Like I think it has to be like something like I'm thinking about what you're saying and saying that like the people in your history and in your lineage are craftsmen, craftswomen, craftspeople who have a gift about how they tactile use their hands. Like I don't know about you, Kim, I've tried to crochet and everything and I can't stand that shit. But like Cousin Matthew does it for hours.
See, I've done the crocheting. I think I get, I need instant gratification. Like, come on,
it's all about patience.
I need it to be do. I got a blanket.
Like that quick.
Yes,
do. I got a blanket. Speaking of which, Tara's still on this thing about the Lysol. Tara's like, not to be creepy, but I found some good Lysol. Where should I show it? Leave the Lysol alone. Like, how much is it though? How much is it?
But find out the price first.
We'll find out the price. Look, if it's, I'll put it this way. If it's under $20,
Oh, she says don't worry about it.
if it's under, this could be some reparation shit, Kim, actually. This could be some reparations. This could be a live reparation. This could be a white lady. You know what? I'm gonna send you I'm gonna send you the address as soon as we wrap up, because this could be reparations. Tara Nicole Murphy saying, don't worry about it, not to be creepy, but I found some good Lysol. She found some good Lysol. We've said, do not spend $204, Tara Nicole Murphy, on the Lysol. But if you wanna reparate the descendant of a slave by helping her put aerosol disinfectant,
I guess if that's the reparations you want.
that is what I mean. That's true.
That's
Black
what she needs
liberation,
right now.
right? It's meeting the need.
Her needs.
It's meeting the need. Okay, so Tara says good. All right, so this is amazing. I will say, I've been live streaming for about a year and a half, maybe even 2, and I've never seen a live reparations Lysol handshake on the air.
The first time hearing of one.
Strong tower.
She said she's not going to spend that 204.
She's not spending 204. Okay, good. All right, so back to Cousin Matthew. And by the way, everybody, I call him Cousin Matthew because of Downton Abbey.
We started working together. That was like peak television. Downton Abbey.
We would okay, so what's funny about Cousin Matthew?
Because you know I love Downton.
Well, we'll talk about it because peak trauma bonding in New York. Okay, because if you're not doing New York right, if you've not cried openly in public or cried openly on the train or cried openly on the street. So trauma bonding is serving snooty ass white people and celebrities at a Soho restaurant, being the help literally in the basement at times, or in the stairwell in the basement, while Downton Abbey's at its peak. So imagine it, Kim. Like we're fucking Carson and Mrs.
Crawleys are having full meal talking about whatever cousin's drama marriage bullshit is degrading.
We would be putting French toast on the table, being like, the way that Pat Moore and Anna had that argument.
We're aggressively polishing silverware behind the scenes.
I have recently started rewatching the show with a new special friend, and in the watching, I'm realizing how much. And I'm sorry if no one's watched Downton. Spoiler alert now.
It's over.
You gotta watch it. You honestly, because I was not.
I gotta pick it back up.
Anna always had a sweet spot for Mr. Bates.
See that I feel. See me and Mike. I said that's me and Mr. Bates. That's me and Mike.
It is so. I could see that.
Yeah, that's.
It's so precious, Kim.
That's. I was like, oh, when I first saw, I was like, oh, that's me and Mike.
When she heard him crying about his injury, but from behind the door, and she kind of stepped back to let him have his moment of dignity, but then checked in on him to bring his food up. Y'all know, it's like episode 1, 2, or 3, earlier on.
Yeah, that's very early.
She always saw it for him, and she never let anybody discredit him. And she never let anybody come from him from the very beginning. And it's really weird that when I look back at now, I thought that their relationship was something that blossomed over time, and it did. But they were tender to each other from the very beginning. From jump.
Jeez.
From the moment he got there, because remember, he was a war compatriot, or a servant of, or like a war buddy of Lord Grantham. Lord Grantham, yes, Lord Grantham. Any other Downton Abbey fans that are listening in replays or watching this now or listening right now, Lord Grantham was war buddies with Bates. But he ended up working for Bates in the basement because of his station in life and his injury and all that stuff. Oh my gosh, y'all! When Lord Grantham chased down that car that was taking Bates away, and then this is not a bad spoiler. This is like episode 1 or 2. These
There's
niggas,
still a whole 6 seasons left.
these niggas in episode 1 or 2, and these are white people, by the way, not ontologically, but like.
But there was a black person.
There was. Don't give it away. Don't give that away.
Don't
give that away because it's a lot of white people. But like,
but there is black.
There are black people in Downton, of course. There's black people on Earth. Imagine that. And we don't breathe fire. And if you do put bullets in our bodies, guess what? We're gonna fucking die.
You don't breathe fire? Wait, what?
You didn't know that black people breathe fire? You didn't know we could lift cars and fucking, huh?
That's what I was told by white people.
Exactly. You know we're invincible. You didn't know you could shoot us fucking 15 motherfucking times and we'll die? Asshole.
No. What?
You didn't know that?
That's crazy.
It's fucking wild. But you know, there are black people on Downton and it's chill. And they hit you in the chest. Episode 1 and 2. When he went, "Stop the car!" I said, is this straight man chasing after his war buddy? And and are my eyes?
Men used to actually have emotions for each other.
Mm-hmm.
They were allowed to.
Wait, black people don't breathe fire, and men are allowed to have emotions?
They were allowed.
What happened, Matthew? Tell me about it.
These weird like revolutions happened where people just decided that they were going to put each other down and make one another feel worse about each other and make up random scientific facts and say it was improper for men to have emotional connections to one another, whether they were straight or gay. Also the fact that like gay relationships used to be normal and was just like a complete regular thing. And then Christianity was like, no. And just like a lot of things happened. I blame it mostly on Europe.
Also white people.
Colonization.
Yeah, white people. Jessica Conrad, my friend. Let me tell you something. Jessica Conrad, I'm going to wax poetic for like 30 seconds about my dear friend Jessica Conrad, who I graduated from high school with. So I've known her since the 50s with you, like you as well, Kim. This is like, you know, I know you graduated. You were class of 52, right? And I was close behind. No?
You graduated class of 49. I know that Alzheimer's gets to you at times.
Oh, shout out to people with Alzheimer's. At least you don't remember last night. I'm probably gonna get horrible emails.
Please, why, sir?
I can't be in leadership and say shit like that. But
you went.
Like we know it was a joke.
It is a blessing.
You got the joke I got, right, Matthew? It was a quick joke, right?
I got it.
And then he just took it.
I'm extreme. What can I say? None of you motherfuckers are tethered to my bank account. You be all right. So Jessica Conrad is a friend from high school who I've known since 1998. And what I was going to wax poetic about is the fact that, like, Matthew I've known for my whole time here in New York, by and large. Kim I've known since undergrad. And Jessica I've known since middle school, and the middle school transition into high school. How wonderful it is, and I'm sure that you all have your own examples of this, long-term, steadfast, kind of petty Kim, but ultimately supportive. Like, we petty as fuck. Like, we just petty.
I'm petty, you know, petty Betty, but I'm not petty Betty on Sundays.
But you still love Jesus. But you still love Jesus.
You know, but because. Okay.
He first loved me. Anyway, thank you for hanging out, Jessica, and coming through the Good Report tonight and adding to the course of, I mean, this isn't the Andre show, but I just wanted to stop for a second and just recognize that being friends with people for decades is not a small feat. There's a lot of loneliness in the world, and there's a lot of pain in the world, and there's a lot of agitation and suffering. And I know that Matt and Jessica and Kim and I are committed to easing suffering in the world in our own little corner of the sky. And you know, you should see Kim work in the halls of that hospital like Miss fucking Congeniality. How you doing? How's your mama? I mean, you know, we found out that Holman's parents died, but like,
I talk to, like, I try to talk to everybody. I talk from the president of the hospital to
I'm gonna refresh my wine. Keep talking.
To the people in EVS, even though EVS, those are my people, because at the end of the day, COVID would have been a complete disaster if it wasn't for our people in EVS, our food service workers.
Yep.
They were the ones that didn't have the proper PPEs and going into room and serving patients because hey, they still got to eat.
Yep.
They still got to eat.
Still got to eat.
The room still had to get clean.
Like full days.
In whole jumpsuits doing for even one of the EVS workers I saw today. I was like, oh, you're here. She usually is on the second shift. I was like, I saw her. I was like, oh, you're here early. It was about 12 o'clock. She's like, oh, I've been here since 9.
Frontliners.
Oh,
Frontliners.
Are you working till 11? She's like, yeah.
God.
So like, yes, thank you for the doctors, thank you for the nurses that, that were out on the front lines, but shout out to the EVS workers, shout out to the food service workers. Yep. I mean, if it wasn't for, shout out to transport. You're pushing patients that have COVID and have to have a helmet on their heads, and you're in a full suit pushing them to wherever because even though they have COVID, hey, they might have colon cancer. So guess what? You had to sit there and push them to GI, and hey, it is what it is. So shout out to them. So just wanted to say that.
They didn't get enough. I still don't think. Call me controversial, but I still don't think the claps are enough. Like there was a period here in New York where 7 o'clock every night. I'm not sure if they're still doing it anymore, if the trend wore off. Yeah. But like they were clapping every night at 7 o'clock for the first responders, and that's wonderful. But like pay them and honor them, and like give them and hire more qualified people so they can have less stress
the equipment they need. They can do their job.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
It was honestly from March until maybe now September. We're just getting that really like, okay, I'll say maybe August. Maybe like August. We were maybe doing like, okay, we can breathe a little bit. They try to figure it out what's going on. And they know, but in that March, in that April, in that May,
I don't know how it was in Illinois.
CEO got COVID. Our CEO got COVID.
Wow. Oh. Yeah. No one was immune. How did all the COVID and everything affect the fashion world, and specifically like your touch on the fashion world? Did everything go remote, Matt?
Oh yeah, everything went remote. Like I'm not directly in the fashion industry currently. I was in publishing, so kind of like adjacent, like fashion publication. But I'm still in contact with my friends who work in the fashion industry, and like the coronavirus, it hit China first, which is where the majority of manufacturing is, especially for the United States. They were shut down for like a month. Like garments weren't able to be manufactured for a month. That's disrupts the entire production cycle. So they were like, I don't know what to do. Like if the fashion industry, it was just go for so long. Like there were 6 seasons that people had to prepare for. So if you disrupt 1 month of that, it just throws the whole calendar out of whack. And they're still trying to recover from that now to figure out where their supply is, what they're going to bring in next. Department stores have gone bankrupt, like Century 21, that closed. That went bankrupt.
I know.
Yeah.
Cheap draws. I'll never get another pack of cheap.
I know my sister used to tell me about Century 21. I never made it.
You never saw it?
I saw like I've passed it like, oh, there goes that's that store. But
see, lady, this is a cautionary people out there, ladies and gents, and people amongst and non-binary people and all of the earthlings. Look, see this cautionary tale before you. You could have gone to Century 21 in your life, but you let the moment pass, and now you're sitting there looking like Kim.
I mean, controversial statement. I never got the Century 21 buzz, but
I bought one pack of draws there from the one
I
over
know
there
people
by.
loved it.
I mean, you know, there was one over by Lincoln Center.
There's one by Lincoln Center. They have one by like World Trade Center, which I guess was like the famous one, quote unquote. I don't know what made it
It
famous.
was it's big. It was like multiple floors, and it's like the
I've been
flagship
there.
one.
They had like a very nice like designer, quote unquote, section, but yeah, I never got. I can. It was cheap fashion. That's what it was. So it just like disrupted that. Like everyone started working from home, and for years the fashion industry has been like, we can't do remote. We have to be in person because it's a tactile job. It's like, no, we can do this remote. I know we could have, but people didn't want to do it, so they didn't have to change. And then yeah, so people like were remote. The entire collections have been designed in remote. It was right before Europe's couture runway show that all of it like happened. So a lot of them didn't show things, but then a few of them came up with new ways to show fashion. And my two favorites were Dior and Balmain. Balmain, which was headed by Olivier Rousting. They brought back a lot of their old pieces and like showed them again, which I'm very big into. Like as far as environmental is concerned, like it's not creating new things, it's not creating new waste. It's like revitalizing the old. And then Dior referenced their own history and did like miniatures of all their clothes that they were going to do, and like a little dollhouse, which I thought was very cute. And the dollhouse was shaped like their design building, which is like the original French architecture and everything, which has a lot of references towards like World War
they
II.
like did like to scale. They did like miniatures to scale of what. Oh, that's cute.
I thought it was very cute. It was very nice. So some of them like responded very well to it. Some of them responded very poorly, such as Dolce & Gabbana, which held an in-person show in the middle of all like the pandemic.
Dolce & Gabbana did a show in the middle of all this bullshit?
In like July, they did an in-person show.
Of course they did.
I mean, they're just like garbage in general, so they can go away, but whatever.
They can. What makes you keep coming back to fashion personally? And your Instagram is
Design by MVS. That's M as in Matthew, V as in Vincent, S as in Schrank.
Someone asked you a question before you launch. Well, answer the question about why you come back to fashion, and then over and over again. And then Jessica says, Matthew, do you think the fact that everyone is staying home has affected fashion? ? I know I went from getting a new piece or two once a month, so I haven't bought anything clothes wise since March.
I keep coming back to fashion in hopes that people will do new things. Some people do. Sometimes I see something that just gets me so excited, like what I see Dior Homme doing repeatedly. I am very much in love with. I know some other people don't care for it as much, but I'm interested in seeing how fashion evolves to help people, especially in regards to gender expression. For so long, gender neutral fashion was drab colors and menswear just put on a woman, and that was it. But I think as time goes on, there are more and more brands that are exploring what it means to be gender fluid and non-binary and expressing different versions of your personality and what that means. And I like to see what brands do in regards to that, especially with like, I think my favorite example is Palomo Spain. They do a lot of like weird experimental fashion, which I'm sure is very expensive and not accessible to the average person, but I like to see it, and it gives me hope that eventually people will do that. In regards to Jessica's question, yes, it's like it affected what people are going to buy. And I was listening to a talk by Aja Barber, who does a lot on environmentalism and ethical fashion. She was saying that she thinks the strict waistband of like pants is going to go away, and it's going to be a lot more relaxed clothing as a result of that. And
I'll co. You said.
Okay.
We said. You said waistlines are disappearing. Abracadabra.
Not waistlines, the waistband.
The
so like what your pants have, like whether it buttons or whether it is like a drawstring. You know,
I love a good drawstring, child.
Yeah, a drawstring is generally more comfortable and more like flexible. So it allows you kind of like relax as opposed to like a stiff waistband, which is more like sturdy and is meant to like last and be sturdy, like keep you sucked in, keep you cinched a little bit. So I think that's going to go away. And I hope that fashion attitudes change where people aren't buying 1 to 2 pieces every month, where people only buy 2 to 3 pieces every season. So like fall and spring, summer. So you keep buying things that enrich your current wardrobe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like essentially like rotating pieces around like the base pieces.
So you have like your few pieces that combine with like different things.
Jessica says fair.
Yeah, and that's how fashion brands used to work. And I don't usually argue for things to go backwards in trend or in time, but I think that was a very environmental and economical way of things working.
It's true. Like I try to do that even now. Like I'll leave, have a base outfit, but hey, I could sit there and pair with this or even do that or even dress it down. Like even today, I wore just a simple pink, sweater that I could, but it had a 3/4 length sweater with some ankle jeans, just
Yeah.
to, but that same
You
sweater.
had your ankles out in front of the Lord and everybody.
Oh my words. Could you imagine?
And they were oiled up.
Oh, well, that's good. Uh, but yeah, so that's what I'm like advocating towards more is that people have, instead of 15 pairs of jeans, you have 5 pairs of jeans and you know how to care for those so that you don't have to wash them every week. Like you shouldn't, in my opinion, you shouldn't be washing your clothes every week either. The only ones that you should be washing with like a single use is your undergarments. So like undershirts and like underwear.
Thank you for saying that out loud, Matthew. For those people who will listen to this back, you should be washing your undergarments
Very important.
after single use.
After single use, but your like your pants.
One use.
One use. One use. Includes your socks. Your nasties. But like your dress shirts or like your overshirts or your dresses or your pants, all of that, your jackets, like you don't have to wash every time you wear them. You let them air dry a little bit and then they're fine. Wool has natural antimicrobial properties. So wool clothes, you don't have, like, you can't wash them in the washing machine. And all of that. So that's where I am with fashion and how it's kind of evolved from quarantine, that I hope people have a more sustainable view of their wardrobe and what they put inside of it. So not buying as much, not washing as much, not consuming and wasting as much as well.
What's your design view? Do you consider yourself a visionary in fashion as a designer? And if you do, or if you were to tiptoe into that area, what are you trying to say through your clothes going forward through COVID and beyond?
I think visionary is a big word.
Sorry, too heavy. So as an artisan, as a human being that's breathing and creating fashion, you are a bit of a visionary though, cousin Matthew, in that you should see some of these like beautifully shot fashion editorials of his knitting work. You kind of like are a visionary in that shit wasn't there.
You are a visionary, Matthew.
Thank you.
We all are visionaries.
I like to say humble about it though.
All are visionaries.
I mean, you're allowed to be humble, and ain't nobody knitting like you. So like, there's that, I guess your friends get to say it in this fucked up world we live in where I
love to be gassed up.
Yeah, I think it's. I was going to just stop and be like, Tara says, Matthew, this is a great TikTok idea. Keep typing, Tara. What's the great TikTok idea?
There are people out there doing like sustainable fashion TikToks and like kind of telling people what to do, and also be careful of who you follow, because if they're backed by, like, I was listening to one of like these, like, there's high-end laundry detergent brands. and they were advocating for more washing of clothes, and I'm like, but we shouldn't be. They were advocating for it because they were
fibers,
selling
though,
product.
right? The fibers break down with every wash, correct? That's why
They
I've got
do.
holes in my t-shirt pits right now, right?
I'm like, it's that, and it's the wear of and tear of it, and if you're using products on your clothes that are counteractive to the chemicals you're introducing. Like there are certain chemicals that break down chemicals in fabric. I don't use any fabric softeners. I don't use any scents. I don't use dryer sheets. None of that, because I don't like how it feels on my clothes. And I think after people stop using fabric softener, they'd realize their clothes are softer and not slimy.
Softer and not slimy.
Because when I pick up something that has fabric softener on it, it feels slimy to me nowadays.
Oh, Tara says teaching people how to care for their clothes and what to wash and the environment. Tara says I'm a serial washer, so she would tune into your TikToks all around fabric. Have you dived into TikTok as like a bit of a platform for your?
Not as a creative, but as a consumer.
So you're laughing at cat fucking videos.
I'm not laughing at cat videos. I'm enjoying Chinese street fashion videos.
And
sharing them with Auntie Nina.
This nigga's literally like, so I'm not a creator, but I'm a consumer of
It's
TikTok.
I'm not just present. I'm also.
I'm a consumer of TikTok. You mean you scroll through that shit for an hour like the rest of us and be like, how the hell did this happen?
That infinite scroll, I'm a victim of it.
He's a consumer, ladies and gentlemen. Matthew Schrank, a consumer of TikTok.
There we go.
I think that Tara's onto something, though. I think that if you did do,
I like that idea, though. Like honestly,
it could be a thing, right?
That's a good thing. Like honestly, I always follow that too. Like not everything, like especially jeans. You're not supposed to wash jeans like that. It messes the integrity of the jean.
Yep.
Like the jean starts lying to you if you wash it too much.
It just loses all integrity. It's just going to like tell you whatever it wants to do.
See, we gotta go. We've been going for an hour and a half. I thank you everybody for being here with us and sharing the gratitude.
I was like, wait for the holiday show.
Okay. So we'll do that briefly, and then we'll do some announcements, and then we'll get the fuck out of here. So I like thank you to Matthew Schrank and Kimberly Dacas Wilson for being here and kicking it on this week's Good Reports where I am. So Kim has this idea for a and there's a bunch of shit popping off in the comments right now. So Queer Talk is the best, which apparently I guess Queer Talk is TikTok queer people.
You didn't know about that?
I'm sorry.
There's some good things out there.
I didn't know about it.
Because you could see the setup for a drag game. Because I was like, oh, you didn't know about that? And I was like, did you know about that? I didn't know Queer Talk was it. Okay, I'm gonna search it right now, Jess. Because this is not like this ain't the fucking Carnegie Hall. I can actually go over here and look up Queer Talk. Should I look it up on the computer? Or actually, it's a hashtag. It's a 16.9 thousand people hashtag on. What are these gays doing out here?
Sometimes it's not great. Like I do love a good gay TikTok, but sometimes gays think they're the God's gift to the world, and we're not.
It's a lot of white people, Jessica.
That's usually the problem.
There's a couple light, bright POC people, but it's a lot of white. Okay, so I'm not interested in this. I love all of God's children, but it's a lot of white people.
We need some diversity.
A lot of white people with Let me not.
Or lighting.
Let me not do that. Okay, so then I got to remember that I'm a leader.
You are a leader.
I'm a leader of a nonprofit, so I stopped
there.
You
put this out into the world, and people can re-listen to it.
I extend love in all spaces, even to these wonderful people on the Queer Talk 1.2 million view. Okay, so I'm gonna look for the other one, just because that made me a little flaccid. And then Witch talk. Witch talk sounds actually interesting.
That sounds fun.
Witch talk actually. Witch
I'm
talk
getting
is
into foragers lately.
Witch talk is fun already because I know it's going to be white, but it's okay. Like witch talk. Like think about it. Think about it.
Because hocus pocus.
Right. Book. So like we expect our witches to be a little heavy on the white. And it's okay. It's okay.
Who did they learn from? Who did they learn witchery from?
Well, we know who did y'all learn everything from, Cousin Matthew?
I know.
Okay, so witch talk.
Didn't Tia Tamara have a witch Halloween special?
Witches.
Oh, we ain't speaking of, okay, I'm down with okay. Witch talk is a little more my speed because you got candle lighting and crystal shit, and it's still super white, but at least it's woo-woo enough that I'll stay. When nobody wants to move to a cottage in the mountains of Colorado, live self-sustaining, have a giant herb garden, and dance barefoot in the moonlight to Stevie Nicks 'cause it's weird.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It actually sounds fun to me too. This person, but this is all a caption on top of them, like face planted into the bed, depressed about it. We would go with you. I would go to. I'm not going to move with your ass because you're face planted into the bed. I mean, we all face planted into the bed in moments of despair, but I'm not going to throw stones because I could do it tomorrow. Probably will. But nobody. I'm not going to move with you though. Move to a cottage in the mountains of Colorado. I will visit you.
I'll visit.
Colorado has legal weed though, Matthew. We could giggle all we wanted.
Got legal weed here, so
you ain't got
but you're in the mountains. Who's coming by?
Ain't nobody stopping by that. Yeah, like you just cruise by my mountain and
you could be in any state,
house.
just fine.
Right.
Who's gonna get you?
I do love the live self-sustaining part. Have a giant herb garden. You know we love because Cousin Matthew can cook. Kim can cook, I can cook. We all can burn in here. So our herb garden would be nice. And then the dancing barefoot in the moonlight to Stevie Nicks because it's weird.
I would like a shoe on. A sensible shoe.
I don't know if Stevie Nicks per se.
I'm gonna give Stevie Nicks one good bop, like the most popular one that's liked by everybody, and then I'm gonna jump off of that. I feel like Stevie Nicks is someone I've seen live or like served. I mean,
she's part of Fleetwood Mac. There's some good witchy bops out of that.
Is she the Jerusalem lady, the coming of Jerusalem?
I don't think so. But she was in Fleetwood Mac.
I saw someone, a wonderful woman in concert who was singing that Jerusalem song, something, the New Jerusalem. It's like a folky kind of.
Maybe she was covering somebody.
No, this was like the original, like, Let the River Run, Carly Simon.
Oh, Carly Simon.
I saw Carly Simon like at the foot of the
You're
stage.
so vain.
Yeah, she was really fun, but different white lady. Tonight I learned that Stevie Nicks and Carly Simon are not the same white lady.
I think Carly Simon's much taller than Stevie Nicks.
Is that something y'all learn at the meetings?
We went over the agenda last week. I was in the minutes.
Y'all got work to do, Matthew.
Everybody,
I know you are. I really know you are. I know you are. I know. We're gonna get through it together, brother. We really are. I love you so much. And everybody who's watched tonight, thank you for tuning in. Every Wednesday night, we come with sometimes Love City Arts team members, sometimes friends, and most times both, which is what I've got. I was honored with tonight. Friends of many colors over many years. That's how we do it at Love City. People have asked me, like, are you, we have Won't You Be My Neighbor, which centers Black liberation and things like that. But people have been like, why is Love City Arts not a Black people organization? I believe that there's people of a loving heart of all backgrounds. And if you have positive things to say, you can sit by me on the bus. If not, I'm going to chuck your ass out the back door.
Well, that emergency
And I
exit.
got a CDL. So
So she's gonna put the stop sign out so that you don't get hit by the cars.
we're not.
But
We're
you're
not.
gonna feel that footprint I'm gonna have if you're not like keeping it light and loving. And that's one thing I want to say. Like the reason why we gather here every week is so that we can like hold space for what's good in the world. Last night what we saw was some bullshit, but tonight, Kim. Okay, so you had a moderator. That was like the role played by me for tonight. You had Matthew, and you had cousin Matthew, and you had cousin Kim, right? We got through this whole thing tonight, like not yelling at each other. We did.
Do you want me to? I'll pretend.
I mean, I'm into a good
Shut
role
up,
play.
Matthew.
I'm into a good role play.
What are you talking about? No. Fake news.
It's all listen.
Garbage. Fake media. It was the media.
It's a lie.
Why you bring that up? Did your son make $3 million from China? What?
I brought back football. Yeah, remember that part.
Oh, fuck that.
He brought back football.
He brought back
and
racism.
they're infecting each other.
Exactly. Like Notre Dame, we're supposed to have a game this week to replace the game that they couldn't do last week because there was first 19 people affected. I think it's like 40 people that has COVID now on the team.
It's the best. We can't end in this energy though. So let's take a cleansing breath all over the country. And I want the 4 lovely people who are watching all over the world on the live streams and those who will listen to this in replay, I want us to take a cleansing breath together. We gather to catch up with friends old and new and to really hold space for the bullshit that we've come through over the last 7 days, but also like the hopes that it'll be a little better for the next 7 days until we meet again. Lord willing and the creek don't rise, if you're into that. If you're into witch talk, Jessica, who I love, she's been a witch since the 90s, child. So we don't fuck around with Jessica. If you're not into the Lord and the creek don't rise, then just hold space for the fact that we need to do better in the next 7 days than we did in the last 7 days. So I want to invite everybody to just take a breath, a cleansing breath wherever you are. And we're just going to popcorn style in the DMs for the next 2 to 3 minutes. And with Cousin Matthew and Cousin Kim live, we're just going to just take a moment to just feel. I know this is going to be really, really woo-woo and strange for some of you, but we're actually going to feel the sensation of what it means to actually be grateful. Yes, I know last night happened. Yes, I know we're in the midst of a pandemic. Yes, I know I don't have a job. Yes, I know we're trying to figure this all out together. But for a moment, I'm going to ask you to lean into the discomfort of being grateful. And we're just going to briefly share together what we are grateful for in the moment. We can talk all the shit we want to, and I'm down for a good. I mean, Kim can tell you, my tea is always herbal, and she will burn your mouth if you don't sip lightly. The things I see and experience by just being a human being like the rest of y'all. You just open your eyes and just witness what we're going through and what's going on. The tea is piping hot. So I'll start just to show you how this goes, and feel free to chime in the chat or email us or drop us a line if you listen to this days, weeks, months, years from now. I looked up at the sky today and had a very, very interesting moment. I've been obsessed with Netflix, like the Challenger disaster Netflix thing that they just released on Netflix. Yeah, it's I mean, it's juicy. It's gonna make you sad. It's when we were kids. It's white men doing what white men do. I won't give it away, even though we know what happened. Kaboom. Spoiler alert.
There was one lady on it, right?
It was a teacher. That teacher.
Yeah.
I mean, Kim was 10, but I was like 2 when this happened. Anyway, I watched it, And it got me thinking about like space and and like what's beyond us. And today, as I was sitting out on the porch, I started thinking about how we are the only ones that get, yeah, David, Columbia is still memorable because, I mean, they went up into what I witnessed today, this great blue sky. And I don't know what the organisms on or the life forms on Mars look up and see. But we actually, on the good clear days like what I had today, and they'll come for you if you didn't have one, if it rained where you are or where you're listening, it'll come back. But when I looked up at the sky today, it was the most beautiful blue, Kim and Matt. Like it was just, and I was like, no other beings in the galaxy that we know of look up and see that color blue for free. I know I don't have a job. I know I run a nonprofit. The nonprofit is now, Kim's the treasurer of the nonprofit. The nonprofit's now worth more in the bank than I am in the bank.
Oh.
And it's a beautiful thing, though. It's a beautiful thing. And those numbers don't even matter because when I look up at the sky, it's the most beautiful blue that I've ever seen. Dogs and other organisms and creatures don't even see in vivid color. They say dogs don't really see in colors.
Mm-hmm.
So that blue that I'm witnessing is something very specific to the gift of what it means to be a human being. I was on my walk today. These little hedges are starting to get these little small, if anybody knows what they are, shout out, sound off in the comments, or y'all let me know. These little red, little cone-like berries that are popping out of these hedges right now. And I was like, oh my God, that little pop of color that the universe...
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, that the universe decided to like design. Not necessarily for me, but it's like this shrub is just shooting out little pops of red berries or like flower, like little small little berry looking flowers that weren't there. And I walked my same route, which I shouldn't do for security reasons, but I come through that block all the time and I'd never noticed them before. And I was like, wow, like I just had a wow moment. Like
I felt one of those wow moments before. Like I went to Ireland, and when you hear about Ireland, you hear about the rolling green hills and everything, and it's so lush and verdant. But when I was there, it was like these 2 weeks of the year when these bushes have these bright, they're not bright, they're like golden yellow flowers all over them. And they don't delineate their properties in the country with fences. They delineate them with the bushes. So just these yellow lines that are like the color of like taxi cabs. So like this deep green and this like golden turmeric yellow, crisscrossing it all. I loved that. So that makes your view of these red berries feel similar to like when I saw these like golden lines crisscrossing the Irish countryside
for free. Yeah, you took. I mean, you had to buy the ticket and all of that to get there, and we're so
I was
thankful
there for that.
Yeah, but like once you got there, the fireworks show coming out of the ground was free.
I had an expectation that you were going to see some bushes. I was going to see some green. You saw some red. I saw some gold.
It's wonderful.
The world is
What are you grateful for today, though, Matthew?
Currently, I am grateful for the only female Black-owned whiskey distillery in the U.S., which is named Uncle Nearest, 1884.
Closer to the screen, please. Reparations.
It's named Uncle Nearest. It's after the slave that taught Jack Daniels how to make whiskey, allegedly.
Okay.
And that is the only Black whiskey-owned distillery in the country, as far as I'm aware.
And it's sitting in your white-ass house.
I got one. I told Auntie Nina about it. She's got a bottle. She says her local.
How much does it run? Because now I'm like, hold on, Auntie Nearest.
It's not that expensive. It's like maybe $45, $50 a bottle. It's very nice. It's very nice.
We'll do.
So I'm thankful for that today. Spreading the news of Black-owned businesses.
I'm here for it. I'd love to see it. Auntie nearest? Uncle
Uncle Nearest.
Wrong direction.
And yeah, it was the slave that taught Jack Daniels how to make whiskey, allegedly. There's some dispute about who taught who, but Uncle Nearest was integral to the process, regardless.
Is it good, Cousin Matthew?
It's very tasty, and this is my second glass.
One is 100 proof, and one is 93. Are you drinking it straight up?
I'm drinking the 93 straight up. I put a little cube of ice in it.
Is it smooth enough to not like? How's the bite?
I mean, I like whiskey, so the bite's not as bad, but it's not as like bitey as a well. I think it's smooth enough to sip on its own, and I taste lots of chocolate notes throughout it as well.
Come on, chocolate.
Chocolate.
What you calling black people? You think black people taste like chocolate?
Have you seen that video of the senator who only refers to black people as urban?
What? Say this one more time.
There was like a video 6 years ago of a senator or a congressman, somebody who was like, when clearly they're referring to black people, they're only saying urban. So somebody made a joke about it and said when the senator was asked how he takes his coffee, he said urban.
Right. I'll take my coffee urban with a spot of Matthew, please.
Spot of Cousin Matthew.
A splash.
Just a splash of Cousin Matthew.
Thank you.
It ain't cheap, boo. It ain't cheap. The
But it's
creamiest. She's the creamiest, baby.
It's a nice, I think, American whiskey. And I get lots of chocolate notes from it, not because of black people, just because.
I know. I couldn't resist.
You're having a laugh.
I couldn't resist. Okay, so thank you all for being here. We are so over time. Oh my gosh, we have really. This is the longest one that we've done, but it's been lots of fun. To be with dear friends and family, the Kimberly Dacas Wilson, the treasurer, and board member emeritus of not emeritus, but like.
Did I retire? Because when we see people, the doctors that are emeritus, I'm like, they retired?
You just been around a real. Kim's been a board member of Love City Arts since the very beginning. Matthew's joining us now on the editorial team as the head of fashion for Love City, and he's going to be centering his work in addition to the work of Black and Brown Indigenous people, and we're really looking forward to those features. If you are into the work of empowerment and encouragement and equipping people and just really feeling like, I mean, essentially what I'm saying is like, if you feel like not feeling like shit in your art, if that's you, if you're a person who wants to make your art and do your thing, whatever your thing is, but you don't want to feel like shit about it, you don't want to compete with people, you don't want to be petty about it, you don't want to fight about it, you don't want to argue about it, you don't want to feel low self-esteem in it. If that's the kind of environment you want to be in, an environment of passion and creativity, and like I see you and you see me, and let's just get this piece of cardboard box like we did when we were kids and make a spaceship. Remember when we just got like cardboard boxes and made a motherfucking spaceship? And if you're part of my generation, we spent hours because mother was like, don't you come in the house until the sun goes down, go get some exercise, don't be in front of the TV all day, or don't be in front of the computer all day, because I was a geek kid. So I made spaceships out of cardboard boxes, and I feel like a lot of us are still kids that want to make spaceships out of cardboard boxes, and we want to do it without the noise of needing to be better than or less than anyone. We just kind of want to inhabit our fun and laugh at our jokes in the ways that you've seen Kim and I do tonight. Like, we have giggled. I can't wait to watch this back and watch all of the giggles because it's just, that's what you want in life. And so if you're into that kind of vibe, no pretense. I mean, everybody's excellently trained and wonderful in their craft in this motherfucker. Kim, Matt, and myself, we're all skilled and highly excellent at what we do, but not not so much that we're not willing to like love each other.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And so I think we're going to be all right if we keep this loving energy. It's been 3.5 years, Kimberly and I, Matt and I. Remember your days when you went from like Kimberly? No, I think you were Kim on Facebook, and then there was a period where you became Kimberly, and I was like, "Who the fuck is that bitch?" And then now,
Damn.
huh?
Hey, my mama named me Kimber. That's my name. That's
But you got really tight about it for like like 3 or 4 years in there, where you changed all the social media and you were like Kimberly.
Amen.
It was extreme. I remember those years. It was
I
like
love a full name.
it was like 2009, 10, 11. I don't know what you were going through.
I was trying to probably get
A job, right?
I was probably trying to get a job or something. You know,
All right, everybody. I'm going to stop the live stream now. We're going to wrap up on in the green room. I thank you so much for being part of this community and checking out the love. This ain't nothing but like just friends and creatives that have decided they want to walk through this dusty motherfucker together. And we walk through it at 9 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday in the Good Report, and we walk through it together through Love City. But this is all it is. It ain't going to get it's going to get better than this. It's going to grow and it's going to be wonderful. But the base, like the meat of it, like the motherfucking like root is just people having a good time, hopefully for the rest of our lives.
Amen.
Amen to that. Amen.
So I thank y'all for tuning in. I'll see you next week. If you want to be a guest, like if you want to come and kick it like Kim and Matthew did,
I straight kicking it. Like I just got I got comfortable now. I'm like, oh wait,
I got a bottle of whiskey, and I'm like, it's over.
Like I'm ready. I done got relaxed now. I'm ready. Like okay.
Oh, how y'all feeling then?
I mean, like a snack.
You can make it 2 parts.
You want a snack?
I need like a snack. So
I think it's a fiver.
We'll come back. We'll do it enough. We'll save it all for the holidays.
Oh, we never talked about the holiday special. Y'all gotta stay tuned and keep coming and watching weekly for the holiday special. Cousin Matthew's gonna be there, even though he doesn't know what the fuck it is.
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
He's there.
Kim's gonna be headlining a Love City holiday live stream special, and
Yeah, this has got steam.
I have a smoking jacket on, be quilted, be gorgeous.
I really want to do like a couple costume changes, but I don't know how to really do.
You gotta pull. No, you gonna do it. You gotta pull out your best Dolores Van Cartier.
Mm-hmm.
I want you in gold sequins in the opening of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then while the singers and the dancers are shaking their tits and ass over on camera 1, I need you to run down to the basement.
Quick change.
Get into that little blue number from that good blue number from 95. That shimmery motherfucker.
Like big coat.
Thank you.
Just her solo throws off big number off stage. All the dancers are dancing. She's changing into new skimpy number.
Blessings, Tara. Yes.
Jamel, thank you.
If you don't give us the same costume changes that Mariah Carey gave us in the MTV Cribs in the 90s, we don't want it.
Facts.
Oh, I got it. I'm about to just.
I need at least I need 2 to 3. Like 2 would be just a regular costume.
4
change.
sounds optimal.
Huh?
4 sounds optimal.
4 sounds like what we need to get the ratings up.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if we were in a boardroom, if this was like an open live stream board meeting right now, I'm having deja vu. If we want the ratings up for the holiday show, we
gotta push it.
We gotta push it. We
push it real
must
good.
have Kim in no less than 4 holiday costume changes.
Mm-hmm.
Now we are you are 1 day shy. You're a couple hours shy actually from October.
I am. But I think this is something I have enough time because I can get this done because I already think I got a couple pieces that could work for the holiday anyway.
Something's coming to mind.
Yeah, I got got a little, little special number I could wear,
You need at least 2 to 3 background costume changes for dancers too.
This is good. I mean, like, I'm with it. I think what we should do, like, no shit. Like, I think we should get like a bunch of like the cabaret singers and like Singapore
Yes.
people and like David Kwang Pham and like get him to, like do like the tux, like, well, like not a tux, but like a little button up or something,
A red shirt to a green shirt for
some
them.
twinkle lights, something.
But you can't do red and green because we had to think about our Jewish friends too,
Blue.
Blue.
White,
It could be all
yellow.
types of colors because I don't want to just be a Christmas. It's gonna be Christmas, Kwanzaa,
Thank
Hanukkah.
you.
Christmas Kwanzaa.
Christmas Hanukkah.
Even if you celebrating, hey, you about to go eat some good food on this Christmas day. You don't celebrate Christmas, but you're gonna eat good food. We're gonna celebrate you too.
Exactly.
I think that I mean, for me, because Christmas isn't really a thing for me anymore, but like I think it's just I did you just like sigh like in
I did sigh a little bit.
sadness?
I was just like, "Aw, you can come to my Christmas dinner. I usually do a Christmas dinner."
I'm an T is that I'm an anti-social motherfucker.
It's okay.
Like-
It's an antisocial Christmas of like 5 people.
That's 5 people too many. What's the
I make
demographic?
good food. I make good food for a white person.
You do make it. No, he does for a white person. He said it first, like ladies and gentlemen.
He's
did
cool for a white guy.
for a white guy. He
Add the qualifier for white people. It's fine.
He does though. No. Matthew Schrank's food is like let the record show for like the time capsule when the aliens are pillaging the fucking servers and coffers of fucking YouTube, like in the apocalypse. Matthew Schrank can on record make a mean loaf of fucking bread.
I got that white person's
so
skill.
can a bunch of white people. Right? You said you got that white person's skill.
That's our
So
thing.
that ain't really special. But his food is actually palatable.
That too.
You don't eat it and go, this is not flavorful. Or what Sister did in the records room at the hospital that I worked at in a past life, where you take a bite and cat hair, like the dish was made. And like the cheese usually strings from like a lasagna or something.
Oh,
It was
no.
cat hair that was stringing out the brownie.
No. No, ma'am.
Jessica,
thank you.
is it solstice right now? She said
She's talking about holiday time, winter times.
Yeah, with solstice in there. Yes, we gonna
Winter solstice, that's just what we call it.
Thank you,
Be-
man.
We're gonna celebrate that too at the holiday special.
Matthew stays bailing me out of some ignorance. Like literally, things happen all the time. Like, bruh, like your mic is distorted. We can't hear you. We can't see you. Yule solstice is like the holiday kind of thing, is what she's talking about, not like tonight. Listen,
you almost there.
I've done all the things, and as a coping, and by all the things I mean laughter with my friends. For the record, for all of you future employers out there and donors, what are y'all doing with the rest of your night that you can share in front of hundreds of people that are going to watch this?
I might set in a sleeve.
I'm going to. Tomorrow is a day off, so no virtual learning, and we could chill out a little bit. Even though I think we got a couple things we might have to do.
How did the kids get virtual learning off on a Thursday?
Because it's a Jewish holiday.
A Rosh Hashanah?
I believe so.
Right.
I think yes. I believe it's Rosh Hashanah this today, tomorrow. I believe.
I want a black holiday.
Okay, I need like one. Just need one in there somewhere. Like
How long, Matthew? How long do you think a black holiday should be?
Can you have like a couple years off, like at the start?
See, This is good. This is good.
Um,
This is very
you,
good.
you at least get like 3 days if we're only going to do like one thing a year, and
Well,
that's not a
because,
long
yeah, you
holiday.
need like
Wait, you would give my black ass 3 days, cousin
Every
Matthew?
year,
You
I'd
would
give
get
you like Wednesday to Friday.
but see, they
you
they
saying
ain't
something?
coming back.
See. This is why we know we got more work to do because he started off giving us. I can't wait to have y'all back as guests. He started with 2 years, and we were like, very good, Bernie Sanders, very very good.
Yes.
2 years is good reparations. I think
Oh, if I was in control, yes, you could have all the time off you wanted.
good. Go with that because
However, if I was in
however,
current government that we have,
yeah.
I'd give you 3 days off every year that is just dedicated to Black people.
That'd be
That
good.
seems
And
realistic.
I think everybody should take the 3 days to just think
Yeah,
about.
it's
Take the
about
5
Black people.
Wednesday through Friday.
You know my black ass is taking the money.
So it's a 5-day weekend in reality.
Right. I'm
It's
gonna
not
take
a 5-day weekend. That bitch, I'm going to be off Saturday. If
and I might that
Let's save up
Monday.
my vacation days for the 2 days.
that's where I'm going.
Yes.
Like if Matthew and cousin Matthew's government, if the black people, well, we all get 3 days per year to celebrate blackness, which I think would be amazing. Because you think about the festivals and the
bare
parades
minimum.
and the tent parties, child.
Mm-hmm.
Like the mac and cheese
I want it
festival.
twice a year now.
Ooh, because I got a mean mac and cheese.
Think about if they gave us
Like a spring,
3
summer,
days.
and a fall, winter version. Ooh,
See, you need
Spicy.
you need a season, right? And then we had the mac and cheese tent. Now, what are we calling tentatively this 3-day celebration of blackness that happens annually in this new society?
now I want 2 a year. So I want like a spring, summer version and a fall, winter version.
Okay.
Can I get an official Juneteenth? That's like 3 days.
We do need an official Juneteenth. That's 3 days.
That's a spring, summer.
See, this is what we
Does
need.
Kwanzaa count as it? Is that since it's already a thing? How long is Kwanzaa?
Kwanzaa is 7 days,
Hey, so
Okay.
but we
So
don't
that
take it
could be like-
seriously.
that could be
We
Mhm.
could do Kwanzaa. Also, Kwanzaa's season, and then the alternative one.
And
I
the
could do
Juneteenth.
that. I mean, that's already there. It's already established.
I think it's great. I think any ways that we could like celebrate black people as opposed to like thinking they fucking breathe fire. I think I think it'd be a great thing, right?
I'm all for it.
Yeah, we need it.
But I'm learning about George Washington Carver as the only Black person that did something in science.
Was that your token black person in your studies?
That's one that sticks out. Everyone's like, George Washington Carver came
With
up
peanuts, guy. This
He
peanut-
made peanut butter, which we do thank because I love peanut butter.
I do love some peanut butter, but there's more Black people than
There's much more.
There's so many films we can watch.
So many films. Rest in peace to Chadwick.
Chadwick Boseman.
Wakanda forever, bro. You fought the good fight. All right, everybody. I'm gonna wrap up with my friends backstage. I hope that you enjoyed this cool little vibe. For those of you like Jessica who were around at the beginning of COVID, if you look into the archives on YouTube and on the internet, I didn't take a single one down. For the first 70 days of this pandemic, I live streamed every motherfucking night for 70 days, and then my emotional energy just went kablooey. And so now we're back in season 3, episode 5 tonight of the 3rd season of Love City Live, The Good Report. I'll be here every week on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. with cool people, and I'm not saying that to be like facetious. Like, Kim is a daily force in my life. Matthew is a constant, consistent support, an ally, an actual motherfucking friend. When the race war breaks out, I will punch somebody for cousin Matthew, and he would do the same for me. And so we ain't got no problems over here. Keep hope and love in your heart. someone this week, and I'll put it in the show notes, but someone this week in one of my audiobooks, I run this shit so I can actually pull it up and tell you that the name of the author. It's an audiobook, which is like my shit these days. I'll leave you all with these words. It's from The Universe Always Has a Plan, The 10 Golden Rules of Letting Go by Matt Kahn. He said that hope is passive. In that if you're like hoping that like racial reconciliation is going to happen, if you're hoping that we're going to love each other better, then you're off the mark, because hope is actually just like hoping. I'm just sitting here hoping it's going to happen. We're actually going to have to vote. We're actually going to have to love each other more deeply. We're actually going to have to give a fuck about each other. Not in a like, sure, I love everybody, we're all God's children kind of way, or whatever you believe in. Not in that way. And good night, Jessica. I love you. Not in that way.
Good night.
In a like, we're gonna have to take responsibility for this, Kim.
We have to. We have to. And we have to continue to fight regardless. And people are, we have to. There's so many people that have lost their lives for thousands of years. When we start this racism shit ain't just something that just happened in 2016. This shit's been here.
Mm-hmm.
The shit's been here, but now it's over like a pot.
Mm-hmm.
Have it stewing. Sometimes we'll have it, it'll splash over a little bit here. Now it's all over.
It's a wrap.
It overflowed now,
and you can't put it back in. Like literally, like white people had better respect my black ass for the rest of my life. There's two things I need from white people. I need you to give me 6 feet in COVID, because we ain't trying to have no problems. I'm trying to live and actually make it to see my imaginary grandkids that I'm not gonna have. Okay.
Nice. Just like adopt some nice family.
I'll send somebody a card.
Yeah.
So give me 6 feet, and also show me some motherfucking respect. And it's very simple, and it's like it's free, and that's what I need from white people in proximity to me and beyond for the rest of my days. Put some respect on my life. Put some respect on my name. Be respectful in my presence. Watch your shit in my comments. Watch your shit when you're in my presence. Watch your shit when you're on my shows. Like all of these things, and cousin Matthew ain't got these problems, but like it's a new day. To piggyback off of what Kim said, like David saying that I'll be a thought ancestor. I hope I'm a thought ancestor. I hope.
I'd love to be an ancestor one day.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be.
We will be.
We will be if we keep doing what is right, and not right to feel like we're right, but if we keep doing if we just keep loving people, and showing love to each other and to the people, even the people that we think aren't lovable, what's his turd, he looked a fucking mess. He was orange.
He got oranger and oranger as the night went on.
Orange. And he deserves love.
We do.
And I'm not going to say that I'm not going to say that he's loving, because he's not loving in his behavior. His behavior is evil, deplorable, and shameful. That's what his behavior is. But he and of himself, I've heard things about the way he grew up, and I'm not making excuses for an asshole. I'm just saying that logically, in the same ways that we all have reasons and trauma responses, and the ways in which we're living the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week, he also has that same bullshit, and he has prioritized, to his peril, money and possessions over people before he was president. In the practices of his father, his father was a racist landlord in New York City. So his whole life has been steeped in a lack of love.
It seems like too much empathy for him, though.
I know it feels like too much empathy for him, and I'm still on that fuck that nigga train.
Okay. Good.
Don't ever get it twisted. I'm a
That's
black
all I
man in
want.
America. You think that with me, with 67 seconds between me here and
I'm
bye
a
bye.
perfect human being, and I don't even have that much empathy for him.
I know. I'm just trying to. I'm not trying to convince anybody about like the goodness of Trump. What I'm speaking to is the fact that like there's a reason why he behaves that fucking way. And we as the good people have got to consistently over and over again say, America, what you saw last night was wrong. What you saw last night was not the best of us. And we're going to go live in a Zoom meeting and broadcast it in front of hundreds of people because we can do better. We don't have the chroma keys and all the splash screens and all the sounds and shit, but we can elevate and raise more light than what we saw just 24 hours ago. And I want everybody under the sound of my voice, audio, video, what have you, energy. I want you to remember that for every fucked up debate that we watch for an hour and a half, there are thousands of hours of live streamers and people actually trying to put good in the world. And we must never, ever forget that shit. He stole. Well, I willingly gave it to his ass. Both of those white men, I gave it to him. They took an hour and a half of my life last night. But let me not forget, because we have a negativity bias. Let us never forget that there are thousands of light workers. I'm sure Iyanla has thrown up some video this week to offset tension in the atmosphere.
Not on her watch.
Not on her watch. So just we can do, my last point will be, we can do the 2020 is the worst year ever. We can beat that drum all we want. And it's fair to say that could be true, right? 2020 as a year fucking sucks. Let us also not forget the love we cultivate, the love we manufacture, the love that we do even in the face of people calling the best of us not out of ourselves. I gotta keep, for the baby's sake, I gotta give them a fighting chance. They cannot inherit a world where people are like fooled by the myth that because I'm darker than Cousin Matthew, that we need to just fight. Like that is wild to me, that he literally would not just say like white supremacy is an awful thing for this country. I think that's irrefutable. White supremacy is an awful thing for all of us. It does not benefit any of us. It seems to benefit old white men and white people because of the proximity to money and power. But all y'all are miserable. You can tell it. You can tell that white people are miserable. That either like the white people that hate black people for their skin tone are miserable because all that hate in their heart. And then the white people that have to endure the fact that their white counterparts are assholes are miserable. So white people are miserable.
Either way.
And I'm like, they will eventually put down the poisonous Kool-Aid and realize that the power that they seek is not in standing on someone else's neck, but in actually humbling themselves and saying, I'm willing to share so that I don't die. Because I was on my walk today and I was thinking about it. This no justice, no peace shit is very, very real. I walk through these neighborhoods daily, very peacefully with my Japa Mala beads, thinking about in the revolution, which one of these houses am I going to bash first? I think about it every day. Every day when I walk through, I'm like, oh, namaste, namaste. I'm walking through, I'm listening to my gospel music. And I'm like, when the revolution comes and these white people don't understand that their liberation is tethered to mine because I'm just a good person out in the world trying to just walk on my walk, when will they understand that if things don't get better, that window I'm going to break, and then that one I'm going to break, and then that stop sign I'm going to rip down. And I'm going to do all of these things to destroy these things that white people, Fannie Lou Hamer, our great architect and ancestors, taught us. We're going to destroy everything you have in the spirit of no justice, no peace. You killed my sister Brianna. You killed my sister Brianna. I'm not trying to make Matthew the burden of the scapegoat for all white people.
I can take this. It's fine. Unleash it.
But you killed. We collectively killed a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
And for that, if we don't get actual restorative justice that's beyond lip service, fuck your Black Lives Matter Boulevard. If we don't actually get justice that makes my black brothers and sisters and your black brothers and sisters safe, I will break everything until you put 15 bullets in my body as well.
I'm surprised the country is still standing after the agreement this week.
I know. It is the
Not agreement, ruling.
Yeah. It is the passivity of black people that this shit has not burned to the ground. See, the thing about it is that the thing that people don't realize, and we talk about this a lot on Won't You Be My Neighbor, shameless plug for Thursday nights at 8 Eastern. Black people,
we should be thankful.
We are the personification of love. All black people do exactly. All black people do is give love. You can believe the monstrous tales of what they're putting on the news and the way they paint us in the newspapers. But if you've ever known the actual love of a black person, if you've ever tasted the amazing seasoned food and the love of a black person, if you've ever felt it in your life sincerely, not one of those relationships where you're in power over a black person and they need to laugh at your corny ass jokes. That's different. That's different.
You worked in the trenches with another black person at an hourly job where people were talking down to everybody,
making everybody feel like garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Then you may have a fraction of an understanding around what it means to be in this fight. And I said earlier that hope is a passive response, but beyond me being hopeful, I have the expectation and the requirement that we do better. Personally, I have the expectation and requirement that we do better for the greater whole. We got to go. I love y'all. I'll see y'all next week. Have a great night. Thank you for watching The Good Report. This one will be live in the replays, audio and video. Light and love to all of you. Thank you, Kim Dacas Wilson, for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew Schrank.
Thank you, Andre. It was so great to be here.
What are you going to say, Kim?
I was going to say, I thank you. Thank you, Matt, being here with me. It was a great time. And can't wait for planning for the holiday show.
Oh,
Wait,
I can't wait for this holiday show, Kim.
everybody. I can't wait to see everybody. It's gonna be beautiful. And I will be doing yes, we got this.
4 costume changes.
Minimum.
I could do